Hey there, beautiful mum. Welcome to Fannying About, the podcast that keeps it raw, real, and ridiculously relatable. Whether it's parenting fails, fitness wins, or just learning to laugh through the madness, this is your go-to space for honest conversations, expert advice, and a little bit of fun along the way. Hi, I'm Lara, a sleep-deprived mum with 2 boys. I'm a personal trainer with a prolapse, surviving on burgers and coffee. Each week, I'll bring you tips, tricks, and a whole lot of real talk to help you navigate motherhood, rediscover your mojo, and feel good in your own skin again. So if you're tired of pretending you've got it all figured out and ready to embrace the chaos, this is your space. Subscribe to Fannying About wherever you get your podcasts, and let's figure it out together, leaks, laughs, and all. Because life's too short to take too seriously, and your pelvic floor deserves better. All right, hello, and let's get into talking about cardio, okay? Walking, running, endless movement in the name of fat loss and toning. Because I see this over and over again. Women doing all the things they were told would work and feeling worse for it. So their joints hurt, their energy is low, they're eating less and less, their body feels soft, wobbly, their words, like they're just sort of hanging off their bones, my words, and somehow they still feel weak lifting everyday things. And then they think they're the problem, but you're not. For centuries, women were taught to be small. Physically, emotionally, socially, to shrink, Too much strength was dangerous. Too much appetite was shameful. Taking up space was being a rebel. And that belief didn't magically disappear. It just sort of morphed into the fitness culture. Shrink yourself. Like, men aren't told to shrink themselves. If someone goes up to a man and says, "You look good, like you're looking big, you're looking strong," he's like, "Amazing. Thank you very much." In this episode, we're breaking down the truth about cardio, fat loss, and toning for women. Why endless cardio works against the body you want, why undereating keeps you tired and soft, and why lifting heavy is one of the most self-respecting things a woman can do. Plus, it's great for your mental health because you don't need to shrink yourself. You need to build something. Okay, we're going to get into it. I would love just to rave about strength training all the time. There's so many benefits, but let's just talk about the cardio. I'm just going to paint a little picture. The problem that I see currently, I walk every day. I run. I do spin classes. I do HIIT. I eat clean, but not much. My joints hurt. Energy is gone. It's just disappeared. I barely have anything. Like, I need to pick me up every afternoon. My clothes fit weird. My body feels soft, wobbly, weak, carrying groceries, lifting kids, opening jars. The scale barely moves or it drops, but then my confidence drops faster because I just don't feel good. I don't like what I look like in the mirror. I've lost loads of weight, but I feel weak. And this is the body screaming, I need strength, not more stress. The lie that women have been sold. Okay, so I'm not trying to say that I know it all, because I was this person. I was this person who would undereat, who would calorie count, who would move so much, who would run, like just desperate to make sure that I was running off and shrinking. I needed the scales to be less and less and less. I would constantly look at the scales. I would do these crazy diets I can't even get into right now. The lies women were sold: cardio equals fat loss, light weights equals toned, heavy weights equals bulky, eating less is discipline. Here's a reality check. Cardio burns calories temporarily. Muscle changes your body permanently. Toned equals muscle and lower body fat. The toned definition that you see on a person, you've picked out pictures, how we all have done, and be like, "Oh, I love her physique." Those pictures are people who eat for fuel, they eat protein, they don't starve themselves, because otherwise, if they starve themselves, they're not able to lift the weights that they want to lift. They're not chasing really light dumbbells and getting to their 10, 15, 20, 25 reps each time.
They're lifting as heavy as they possibly can with good form, hopefully, and pressure management for the pelvic floor. They're trying to get to 6 reps. If they can get to 6 reps, then next round they're lifting heavier because they want to build the muscle and then nourish their body so that they can keep doing it. They don't overconsume, because when you're fueling your body and you're not focusing on weight loss, you're focusing on trying to get strong, you're focusing on trying to keep your energy up to last throughout the day, you slowly start getting that definition that you're all trying to get. It doesn't come from starvation. It really doesn't. Walking isn't bad. Like, running isn't the devil, even though I hate running, but they're not enough for the goal of what women actually want. And I know that this is you and this is me because you're watching or you're listening to this episode. So let's explain what's actually happening. Women undereat, or they do loads of cardio, or they avoid load. You know how I was saying lifting heavy. Maybe they're scared. Maybe it's just too heavy. Maybe they don't understand. Like, I work with a lot of beginners and they're just nervous about injuring themselves, or they're nervous that, no, it's just too heavy. They haven't found their edge. They haven't figured out, oh, I can actually lift heavier than I realized. Like, a lot of people in my classes, they do a certain exercise. I'm like, you can lift heavier than that. Your technique's good. Try it. But I won't be able to get to my last rep. I was like, great. If you can't get to your last rep, brilliant. Go up your weight. And then they're surprised. They're like, oh, actually, I could do it. Self-doubt. So the body adapts by, then if you are doing these things like undereating for cardio, avoiding load, you then lose muscle. Your metabolism slows down. You start holding on to fat. Often you feel wary around your tummy and your hips. Everything feels softer, like you've mentioned. You increase joint stress because you need muscles to support the bones, especially as you get older, and your fatigue increases. So then you end up smaller but softer. You end up lighter on the scales, but you're weaker. You're tired all the time, but you don't want to eat to then pick up your energy because you're worried about putting on weight, but you're caught in this horrible cycle. And that's not getting toned. That's shrinking without strength. If you want to look strong, feel strong, and age well, you have to train like strength matters. Strength is your goal. Lift heavy weights, for fuck's sake. Now, I want to reframe heavy for women, right? It's important. So please I don't want to panic you. Heavy doesn't mean, like I said, maxing out daily, bad form, or ego lifting. The gym that I train in, they're amazing trainers. They really focus on technique, but there's so much still around ego, like reaching your personal best. It's good to reach your personal best if your form is good. If you're not shifting your hips and crumbling into your lower back as you're trying to do a squat, the heaviest you can ever do, which is what I saw literally yesterday. And everyone's cheering because you've done 3 reps with shit form. It's that ego lifting, and you're just crumbling under the load. Heavy means challenging enough that the last 2 to 3 reps are hard and progressive overload. So keeping that up, staying consistent week on week, and not sticking out, well, the last couple of weeks I've lifted this weight, so I'll just lift that weight. Test it. Like I said, add on more weight. The worst you can do is like, okay, my form's crap. It's too heavy. Find your edge. Rest between sets. This is a key one. If I'm on heavy strength work at the gym, if I'm on 3 rep max, 5 rep max, in between each time I'm lifting the weight, I'm resting for 2 to 3 minutes, and it may feel boring. You may feel like you're not chasing the sweat. You're not getting any benefit from it. Your muscles aren't going to fatigue. You're not exhausted. You need to do this though. You need to lift heavy weights to get the muscle, to get the definition, to get the toned look. So rest between sets. You need to let your muscle actually work. Like lifting light weights, the muscle's like, whatever, mate, I can do that. If you can chat through your set, it's not heavy. Just zip it, focus on technique and pressure management, activating your core. spreading your feet, getting the tripods with your feet when you're doing a squat, making sure that you're not tilting into that arch in your lower back. You're not feeling it in your lower back. Sorry, there's too much. We'll do technique another time. So what lifting heavy actually gives women, and this is where I want you to lean in. You'll get firm, not wobble. Like you said, your words, not mine. You'll get shape without bulk. I'm going to go back to this bulk thing because when I was competing in bodybuilding competition, the bikini competition, I did it once just to see if I could do it. I had 4 months of training. I was eating like a ridiculous amount of calories. Like it was, my coach wasn't good for me in hindsight, looking back, because I went to like 800 calories closer to the end. And you actually need to fuel your body in order to lift heavy, in order to get that definition, which I was saying. But her goal, my goal, was to be ready for the stage. It wasn't about health. But I lifted heavy weights 6 days a week and I was not bulky. I had definition, I had abs. I could actually see definition in my abs, but that came with not eating after I'd built the muscle. It's kind of the shred that you're talking about. I was not healthy, by the way. I lost my period for like, I think it was about 7 or 8 months post competition, but I was not bulky. So just understand that you have to do a lot for a woman to get bulky. You end up just getting definition. You get stronger joints. Let's talk about this for a sec, because one of the ladies that I follow, I can't remember her name, Dr. Stacey Sims is not her, but she mentions this too. Tina Moore, Dr. Tina Moore, she mentioned this a few days ago around the bones. And it really hit me because I understand, yeah, it helps improve your bones, but what the hell does that mean? And she explained it as bones are required to have load. And after the age of 40, the body's bone forming cells, and she was talking about osteoblasts, they become less active, while bone resorbing cells, osteoclasts, sorry about the sciencey bit, but it's just important because it's sunk in with me. They continue, so the osteoclasts continue to break down bones. So after 40, your bone forming cells become less active and the osteoclasts continue to break down the bones, so leading to 1% or more in bone density loss per year. So to combat this, you need load. You need to stimulate those osteoblasts that are becoming less active into action and prevent the osteoporosis from happening. And the load we're talking about is high impact activity. It's talking about jumping. You do resistance training, lifting heavy weights, multi-directional load, which is what I'm always talking about. We're always in this sagittal plane motion, forward and backwards. We need to train in all planes of motion and we need intensity. Sound a little bit like I'm a soapbox there. So going back, the strong joints, strong bones, who's like been walking and running and lost all their weight and now they've got painful knees, painful hips. Your body's hanging off its bones. It's not got strong muscles. You'll have higher energy. You'll have a better posture because your muscles are strong. They're holding you up. They're holding your skeleton up better. You have confidence in your body more and ability to just do life without feeling fragile. And yes, the fat loss happens, but it's better when muscle is present rather than you looking like a very ill, frail person. So let's keep it simple with what you actually need to do, what could be beneficial for you to start getting into. Lift heavy weights. I've mentioned that before. If you've never lifted before, amazing. You get beginner like results. Like you could just lift twice a week, 30 minutes, full body, and you get some amazing results really quickly. I train 3 times a week, full body. I mean, I'd like to train 4, but with children, with work, it doesn't fit. But I very much consistently train 3 times a week. And it's not about motivation. It's about putting it in your diary. It's in the diary. It's about consistency and sticking with it. It's not going to happen overnight, but the benefits are amazing. Prioritizing those big compound lifts to start with, and then you can get into all these different planes of motion and like single leg stuff and getting all fancy. So squatting, Most people can't squat properly. I will share a video on how to squat. Deadlifts, again, understanding how to successfully do deadlifts. You can go to a class. Hopefully they will teach you proper form. Presses, so shoulder presses, lifting things above your head, and rows, so rows into your back. You can use dumbbells or barbells or a seated row. You can go to a gym and use a machine. Eating enough protein. Yeah, I know you're not eating enough protein. I know you're eating like toast and cereal for breakfast. You need protein. You need 30 grams minimum of protein per meal. And when you try and add that up, it's quite a lot. When you focus on trying to increase food, you then stop worrying about, oh, I need to eat less in order to achieve more. Just focus on, I need to get 30 grams of protein in each meal. And let me know how you get on. And keep walking for health. Walking is amazing. It's amazing for your mental health. It's amazing for your physical health. It's amazing just to shake off the shit of whatever you've been carrying in the day. It's amazing for getting your blood flows, maybe for helping you think clearer. So keep doing that, but just don't do it for punishment. Do it to enjoy it and relax, and go for a relaxing walk on the grass, and feel the feet beneath you. Feel your feet beneath you. Feel the grass beneath you or the sand. Stop trying to disappear. Just build. You won't get bulky. I'm going to do another mic drop, okay? You don't need more cardio. You don't need to eat less. You don't need to be smaller. You need to be stronger. If you have no idea where to start, what to do, you're a beginner, or I've just said all of those words about exercise and you're like, what the hell is a row? What is a press? I don't know what to do. There is a link in the show notes. There's She Lifts Stronger is my online community, free online community that you are welcome to join. I'd love you there. I will share all of that helpful information if you need it. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit subscribe to keep up with our latest episodes, and leave us a review on your favourite platform. It helps more people find us. If this episode really resonated with you, please do share with another mum. Thanks so much.